In what would have been the fourth day of testimony today, the defense called for a recess. The defendant, Theodore Bundy, was sick. Judge Edward Cowart delayed any ruling until Bundy was examined by a doctor. Then, half an hour later, he told the court what Bundy's condition was, a viral infection.
He explained to me that he should remain under treatment for a period of 48 hours, at least. So we'll recess the trial until Monday morning.
Outside the courtroom, prosecuting attorney Dan McKeever said the judge's rulings to suppress crucial evidence linking Bundy to the crimes have hurt the state's case considerably.
Anytime you take evidence away from the state's case, you've got problems. And we've had some hard rulings on us down here that may have a real effect on the case.
Would you say those rulings by the judge have tipped the scales toward Mr. Bundy?
Well, possibly a little bit.
The prosecuting attorney says the next piece of evidence to be presented on Monday will be a hair sample found in one of the co-ed's rooms, which the prosecution says matches Bundy's hair. Robin Lloyd, Channel 4 News.
How you feeling, Mr. Bundy? How you feeling?
Fine, I think.
Good.
With that statement, the Theodore Bundy murder trial began today after a 3-day recess. The prosecution called 2 witnesses who testified that Bundy, then using the name Chris Hagen, was staying at a boarding house near the Chi Omega sorority just before the killings occurred. Then Pensacola police officer David Lee, who arrested Bundy, told of how the defendant, then using the name Kenneth Meisner, ran away from him and struggled to take his gun. With the jury out of the courtroom, the prosecution asked that the taped statements made by Bundy to police officers after his arrest be ruled admissible. But Judge Cowart said that they would remain inadmissible because Bundy's counsel was not allowed to be present at that time.
I think I clearly said 2 or 3 times during this that there was no doubt in this court mind that they started freely and voluntarily, but at some time became tainted by the presence of people who ought to know better.
Cowart did agree to hear arguments about whether or not the untaped portions of Bundy's conversation with the police would be allowed to be heard. While this point was being argued, Bundy was reading a booklet on hair description. The prosecution is expected to try to prove that a hair found in one of the co-ed's rooms is Bundy's. Robin Lloyd, Channel 4 News.